if I leave, if I be like, yo, we're not doing it, they're gonna fire me. Somebody else gonna put me in my spot, and y'all gonna still do the shit anyway.
Guest on the show, named Mr. Ward. I met this gentleman during my time in the military and have had the pleasure to call this individual my friend since that time. And now, Mr. Ward, if you can, tell the listeners who you are and where you're from and anything you want them to know.
Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Frazier?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. My name is Kenyon T. Ward. I'm from Bronx, New York. That's where I was born. My family is originally from South Carolina. My family is also from Barbados. My father's side is from Tennessee, area, Clarksville area. That's where my father is from. And yes, I did have the pleasure of meeting Mr. Frazier. He was one of the personnel in my office that was helping soldiers integrate into the unit and finding them barracks and making sure their barracks was taken care of and all their needs was taken care of.
Oh yeah. And as you know, going back to the military and us both being in and things like that. Now you're a veteran. You're out. And the question I have is how has your mind changed from the time you first initially entered in to the time you retired out? What would you say are some of the changes you have?
Yeah, joining the military was really different, taking orders from people. I'm not used to taking orders from anybody. You know what I'm saying? I understand I have a boss and everything, but I know I have a job I have to complete. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need no boss on my back telling me what to do. That's how I always felt. So joining the army and dealing with, what I'm saying, those NCOs always on your back for no apparent reason. I always walk back at them. So once I reached the NCO ranks, man, my job was to start taking care to these soldiers, and me coming from, like I said, I caught a couple Article 15 in basic training, so ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That was nothing to me just to go against the grain with these motherfuckers. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying?
You good?
To go against the grain, you know what I'm saying? I just felt the military was like prison to me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at people, they always did things like by the book, where I'm looking like, nah, we can do it this way is much better. So that's what I felt. I had a lot of run-ins with leadership and stuff like that with my thought process, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I looked at them more as robots and you know what I'm saying, and me as a free thinker, you know what I'm saying, totally different. That's why I never did anything to hurt soldiers. Like if I'm doing a PT test, I never fail a soldier on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Even if he failed the push-ups or whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like his guidance, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's not getting the same guidance in his unit like he was, you know what I'm saying, that I could probably provide. So I take him to the side like, yo, you're not doing these things right. You need to start, you know what I'm saying, doing push-ups, doing commercials when you're watching TV or whatever you're doing to work on these things. Because if I'm not grading you, somebody else is, you're gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna flag you and it's gonna bring more harm to your family. You know what I'm saying? Money wise, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm looking at. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to destroy these people's lives. They came in this bullshit ass military for a reason.
Right.
So that's why I always go against the book. Only time I feel you on the PD test is on the run. Because I can't help you coming in that goddamn 22 minutes and 10,000 niggas looking at you rolling your fat ass across the goddamn line. You know what I'm saying? I can't help you with that. The push-ups and the sit-ups, I can help you with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was my mindset. And like I said, and that's when you dealt, like being in that office with me, dealing with you and myself, you know what I'm saying? I seen you was a little different too, you know what I'm saying? You had a job. I'm like, damn, this soldier got a goddamn, he hustling and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm out, you know what I'm saying? I had that mentality earlier, you know what I'm saying? But I was doing other hustles in the beginning because the pay ain't good in the military. But I
Yeah.
see you doing the selling the decals and all this. I'm like, oh shit, damn! I never, you know what I'm saying? That's some good shit that this guy is doing and bringing. You know what I'm saying? Something totally different.
Oh
You
yeah.
know that we can teach the younger ones to start investing and stuff like that. So when they get out there, have something to work on upon. And that's what I learned from you that you might not know. You know what I'm saying? Because you always can learn from people, and that's why I try to tell people it doesn't matter who you meet in your life. It could be an ass or whatever. You can learn from that person, man. That's why that person came to your life for a reason.
Oh yeah.
After the military, you know what I'm saying? I it all starts in the military, setting yourself out to be financially straight when you get out. I worked in the WTU, man. I seen majors, general, colonels, and all these motherfuckers leave the military fucked up.
Yep.
Not financially because they get a paycheck every goddamn, the first and 15, they get a paycheck so they can buy whatever they fucking want. But
Right.
once you leave the military, you're not getting that same pay as a retiree,
Exactly.
right? So I've seen a lot of people mess up financially leading out the military. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people mess up too. You know, not handling their money right. We're not getting the financial tutoring in the military.
Right.
Also, so now when I got out, you know what I'm saying, I started learning about investing and all that stuff. So I'm around the military base. So when I'm out helping my friend or whatever, man, I'm talking to people and telling them how to invest and different stuff like that to help themselves, you know what I'm saying? Not for our future, people my age, but for their grandkids, how to start financial wealth, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Exactly. As you moved up in the ranks in the military, you know, how was it being in a room where you had a strong mind, but some others might have had a weak mind or are not as strong as yours? How did those things or how did those meetings go about and how did you feel about, being inside of those meetings?
I'm like I tell my soldiers, y'all don't understand what goes in those meetings, man. Motherfuckers could be fighting for you, you know what I'm saying? But when you come out those meetings, you still gotta conduct those stupid ass tasks they gave us that we look at. So it's like, yo, this is stupid, son. What we gotta do? I know it's stupid, but I'm not gonna sit there and say, yo, I fought in there and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna explain to you what I had to go through in there. Just go and do the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if I leave, if I be like, yo, we're not doing it, they're gonna fire me, somebody else gonna put me in my spot, and y'all gonna still do the shit anyway.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So you in there, you fight, you explain it to the person understand, but it's coming from up higher that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he fought, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So sometimes it's not our leadership that put out these dumb tasks in at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock about to go home. It comes from high up, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So being in those rooms, there's a lot of times I had to fight for soldiers, man.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? For their rights, man. I remember I had two soldiers. They was married. One got kicked out the military, and was saying the husband wasn't paying her no money and shit. You know what I'm saying? So then my commander called us in there, like, "Hey, you got to pay her the money." Okay, cool. He's gonna start paying her the money now that you told us to. Then he talking about, yo, he got to pay her back pay. I'm like, no, sir, he don't got to pay her back pay. Now he got to pay her back pay. Just put him in the bind.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, she was in the army. She did this. He not paying her back pay. He don't gotta pay her back pay. From right now, when you saying he gotta pay her, that's what he gotta pay. He's gonna argue. I'm like, you know what, sir? I took the soldier, walked out the office, took him up to Jag, told Jag what the commander was doing. Command, you know what I'm saying? Those are things I do for soldiers. I ain't gonna let a nigga do nothing to me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So So I had a lot of incidents with stuff like that. But like I tell a soldier, man, I'm gonna stand up for you. But also, if you fuck up and we go in front of that man, I'm gonna max your ass out. We're gonna put you in a different tax bracket. That's what I always tell them.
Right.
Because I don't give safety briefings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you as a grown man, don't do this, don't do that. Your mom already told you that. You know right from wrong before you came into the army.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
That,
drinking and driving my damn self at the time. I'm not telling you don't do no shit that I'm doing and shit. That's you know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
what I tell my soldiers, like, yo, if you get caught, they're just gonna put your ass in a different tax bracket. So
Exactly.
even
Exactly.
so, even when I stop drinking and driving, I still don't prosecute the. So I just tell them, hey, do everything they told you not to do.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then we'll see you, you know what I'm saying, on that rug, and we put you in a different tax bracket. Have a good weekend. That's my briefing. You know what I'm saying? Sweet, because you're a grown ass man, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to go smoke some weed, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. That's not my duty. Off of duty. You as a grown man and a family, you know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to grow also. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn from your mistakes. Like I said, I caught a couple Article 15s. I'm not a motherfucking perfect person, perfect man.
Right.
Get your punishment, you know what I'm saying? Get your medicine and go on. And that's what I did. And I served 20 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make it to where I should have been, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah. And I mean, and it goes back to, earlier when we were talking earlier and you said that you learned some things from me. We always had great conversations. We always still have great conversations. And I want to move in
Mm-hmm.
this other conversation that, we had when I was when I said that BAH was like welfare, and I know probably at the time it was one of those times where you were probably like, being in so many years, like, what is this guy talking about? He's only been in, XYZ years, but how does that make you feel, at the, in the beginning when we first initially talked about it, and then what are some of your thoughts about it now, as you were able to think about it at some points in your life, but at the same time, how do you feel about that being now?
Now, I, I still I still don't think BAH is welfare. I'm thinking we underpaid.
Yeah.
We all underpaid from the private. The lease should be a private 100,000 at least a year. You know what I'm saying? If we giving these basketball players, we giving all these other players millions of dollars to do what? But you're giving your most vital asset that you have, your military, you know what I'm saying, that conquers, you can move around this world anytime you want, and you're paying them peanuts. So any money that they give you in the military, I believe you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even as close as much, especially the time you miss from your family and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They don't pay us. They don't pay us enough, man. They deploy and they give us a little tax free bracket. Nah, nigga, we should be tax free forever. Even when we on our land, we should be tax free.
Yeah. And,
You know?
oh yeah, and
Well,
when I talk about BAH, I know it's probably like one of those things where it's like, because I'm a firm believer, and I look at the civilian world and I look at the military, and I felt like
mm-hmm.
BAH was just something. It was, to me, it's like civilian. A woman who has kids, she goes and she gets an apartment or a place that's Section 8. But again, they don't call it Section 8 for the military. They call it, BAH, basic housing allowance, which is, I mean, it's a great word for it. If you called it Section 8, military Section 8, it'd be like Section 8 fun, like really? But, I understand where you're coming from about, saying that, all the money we should get. My thing is, why do you think the military or, Congress and they're not, legislations are not pushing for them to just get rid of all of that stuff and just create that one check. So when people get out for the, transitioning out, it'll be easier when you're not breaking down 20 different things, subsidies that you're getting or entitlements that you're getting. Whereas you get out and you come out here, you just have your paycheck. It's not broken down into, well, hey, this part is for you coming in to work. This part is for you because you could drive a vehicle. This part, out here it's
Well,
just
I have a question for you. Cause you, I don't know if you really trying to pull my leg. You know what I'm saying on this question? Cause you're a businessman. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you're not looking at, you know what I'm saying? You're not looking at the military as a business. It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
corporation.
yeah,
So, so you understand, right? You know what I'm saying? You have for able like the military to get money
yeah,
from the federal government, they just can't say, "Hey, I need 50 billion." They were like, "What the fuck you need 50 billion for?"
right,
So that's where all these breakdowns come down to. Hey, we got to pay soldiers this amount for BAH, but it's all tax write-offs for them anyway.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, we got to pay. You know what I'm saying? These soldiers BAS also. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
got to pay. You know what I'm saying? For these married soldiers. So it's basically an account for all this money. Because also, you know, when you get down to the lower level of your company, I don't know what your MOS was. What's your MOS?
I was 92.5, petroleum supply specialist, dealt with fuel.
Oh, so you understand? So you understand? Like when they give you a money, like you know, what I'm saying, especially with a supply on the other side, they get supplied a certain amount of money that they got to go buy supplies for the unit. If they don't use it up, what?
Yeah,
They
they don't.
take it from them, and then
Right,
they're gonna get less next year.
right, right.
So their whole job, every time they come by, they spend it all up. Hey, 92 Yankee, spend it all. Buy all the tires, buy all that grease, buy all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Spend all that money up. You know what I'm saying? So we get more money and shit.
Right.
So that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's why they break it down like that. Where before I don't know, before you came in, you know what I'm saying? They didn't give soldiers BAS. I don't know. You know, when you came in, they gave you BAS and they on your LES, and then you see it take it away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I was in the barracks before, yeah, when I lived
Yeah,
in the barracks before I got married, yeah, you'll see it come in, then they'll see it taken away. But then when you get married, it's like they give it to you, but then when you go to the they take it away.
they take it away. See, before single soldiers, that didn't never show up on your LES.
Yeah,
In 2000, that money wasn't showing on soldiers' LES. Only time soldiers see an LES, you know what I'm saying? If they go to a field and they get that extra money that they're not when they're not able to eat at the DFAC, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Then soldiers see that extra money on their pay, but that 200 or whatever, 80 some dollars, and then take it away. No, it's something the army's doing, saying, see, we been giving these guys this money.
Right.
Show paperwork. Paperwork talks, even though y'all not getting it. Unless y'all go TDY, some crap like that, you know?
Yeah. So BAH, do you think that BAH keeps people from the reality of life? And the only reason I'm asking is because at one point when I was in, or while we were in, they did, or Congress or whoever came up with this thing that they at one point were just going to pay one soldier the full amount, and then another soldier will probably get half, or they want to take that away. But a lot of people are saying they're going to get out. Do you think that it takes people away from the reality of the real world once they're transitioning out because they don't have that extra money in life to supplement?
Um, yeah. And that's why I tell people, especially when they retire, like, yo, your retirement check is not going to look the same like the check that you're making on active duty. So you got to change your spending habits. You know what I'm saying? All the new stuff you want and all that, unless you knew how to handle money when you was in the military. You know what I'm saying? And you had a bankroll and stuff like that, man. Like people used to talk about Sergeant Major coming with his old ass rinky dinky truck. But at the house, he got some shit that you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
That he drives on Sundays that you don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Sergeant Major look at young niggas like, yo, why you got a private with a $50,000 car?
right, right,
That
right,
that don't make sense. Like
right,
right now, my son got a $30,000 car. I'm like, yo, where I was buying my daughters before, I was buying them no more than 20,000, $12,000 car. Here's your first car. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
My daughters and them took him to go get a car for 30. And guess what? He crashed the shit in January in the snow. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to get it fixed like $10,000 worth of work. You know what I'm saying, on a vehicle and shit. You know, where you just put him in his first vehicle, you put him in a $12,000 car because he's a new driver.
oh yeah. My
But
that makes me.
go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How you did that? Yeah. I see what you're saying. You're like, if I'm taking you somewhere to get, nothing under, everything under 30, how did he end up with something 30 or above? So
Exactly.
I can understand that because you're like, I taught you this, that you should have been teaching him that if I'm teaching it to you. So I understand exactly what you're saying. Um, what was transitioning from the military like for you? Was it easy, or was it something difficult, or what was it like for you?
For me, it was difficult because I didn't leave on my own terms.
Okay.
I left, you know what I'm saying? They med boarded me out, you know what I'm saying? Because of my illness, you know. But I fought it for 7 years, you know what I'm saying? So finally they was like, nah, you're non-deployable, all that. But I made it to make retirement, so I'm not mad because I was doing it for my family. You know what I'm saying? I don't do nothing on this planet for myself. You know, I try to help everybody, you know what I'm saying, that I can while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I try to tell people, you know what I'm saying? We, we need to take advantage of not take advantage, but if good people is in your life and they willing to help you, you know what I'm saying, to get on top, because I may know the key. You knew the key back then. You know what I'm saying? Of how to progress in this world and make extra stuff so you can build your castle a little more quicker. You know what I'm saying? And make a little extra ends meet. You, you know, so that's all. You know, so and that's all I've been doing since I've been out, man. Like trying to help people. You know, I might go to the donut store every day and like, hey, pay for a half a donut for somebody. Next person I pay for, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I get back to this planet, man, because I took a lot, you know what I'm saying, from this planet. I did a lot of bullshit while I was on this planet to people, you know what I'm saying, to my community and shit like that. So I'm looking at it like now I gotta make up for all the. That's what I do now that I'm out the military. I'm able to see clearer and see what's going on in this world because I'm not working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When every day you just working, that's all you that's all you see. Once you stop and you're able to relax, you can see things more clearer. What the fuck going on, man?
oh
People
yeah,
work just to pay bills, man.
exactly. You know, and you know, as we come to close in this podcast, what would you say to young soldiers today or young people today who are thinking about, you know, joining the military? You know, one thing, and the reason I'm asking is because, you know, I'm one of those people who try to give, you know, young folks advice, but you know, I want to hear from you. You know, you've been in the military for longer periods than I have. You've been around this world for longer than I have. So, you know, what are some advice you would give to these young folks who might be wanting to go in? And then, you know, what would you say to these young soldiers who are in?
I will tell them because I do have a daughter who served 8 years in the Air Force. She got out. I have a daughter now who just graduated the Navy in February. I mean, yeah, June. A couple weeks ago, she just graduated. Now she's in San Diego, but her boat is in Hawaii. She's been in Hawaii now for like a month right now. So I got two kids that have served. You know, I didn't want them to serve. You know what I'm saying? Because I have it where you know what I'm saying. I can make their dreams whatever they want to be. The one that's in the Navy, she wanted to be a hairstylist. I sent her to hairstylist school. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I told her, hey, go work for somebody. We can start you up a shop or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes kids want to go and do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And, and if you're in that position where you could bless your kids and make their dream come true, or sometimes they don't want, when they get old, they don't want to do that no more. They want to do what they want to do. You just support that. And I support her with that. But I choose. I don't want my kids in the military for what I want to do, man. To me, it's a prison system. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go, do it for 3 years, save your money, learn something. Because when you come out, you're gonna be valuable to this world because everybody gonna think you the shit, not knowing. Soldiers and civilians are the same people. It doesn't matter. But you serve, they feel you got a certain quality. You know what I'm saying? Be on time, or all this stuff they believe that goes on in the military will make you a valuable assets to these people in the real world. Why? Because your president is a goddamn, he's the commander in chief of the military. So they look at the military highly. You know what I'm saying? That's why the chief got to be somebody that was in the military as that joined in the military at one time or another. So of course everything's going to benefit you as a military person also in
Right,
this system.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You just say I've been in the military. Well, you serve. Oh, you get your benefits too. You know what I'm saying? Things that we should already be getting as a people. Now we get it. You know what I'm saying? You join the military.
Right.
You get these benefits to grab land where using the hood you can't get that benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then that's when you use it, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brother right now, you know what I'm saying? He served too. We looking to buy land, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Now I've been talking to him about this for years. Like, yo, we're people who they put us in a position for a reason to get access to all this shit so we can get back to our families and shit and teach them financial literature and all that. The people in our family that don't want to learn, well, go ahead, man. One day you'll catch up.
Yeah,
When you see we're doing great things over here, man. You
exactly.
know and that's what I'm trying to do, man. Like I said, I'm physically can't do nothing because I'm disabled. I can't work. I'm not the same person as before, but I do have my mind been sharpened now.
Yeah,
You lose your physical access, something else gets sharpened. So my mind with the reading and educating myself, understanding, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
That I can start my own shit. We don't gotta, you know what I'm saying? I can start my own business. I can do this. Like right now, you got your own podcast. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah,
You start your own shit.
yeah,
How to make streams of money without having for you to have a boss telling you what you are the boss.
right. And you said a lot there. Just pouring into your own kids. I see a lot of people not doing that. People who serve, they don't do that. They don't, like you said, support your kids, but at the same time, I think a lot of us who serve don't want our kids to do those things because of some of the things we might have been through or seen. And I mean, again, you said a whole handful there that most parents, sometimes don't because I run into kids who parents have served, but it's like, you know, find your own way. I'm the type of person I don't want my kids to just follow my footsteps because to walk in my shoes is different. Walking in their own shoes, making their own way is a whole different ball game because it's something that they want to do. It's something like you said, if you're in a position to send your kid to that hairstyling school or whatever school, um, you're able to do that type of stuff, and I just think that it's imperative, and again, I'm always talking to you because one, you have a lot of knowledge, and meeting you many years ago, who would have thought that you would have been somebody I'm talking to today, friends with today. All of our talks that we have is amazing. I'm always learning different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always, looking at things different just because I'm getting different points of view. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I really appreciate that. I mean, I think sometimes, being in the military, they say you have a lot of friends, or, when you leave, the people you thought were your friends, you never hear from or you never talk to them again. But, since I've been out, I've talked to you and some other folks, and I try to stay in touch as much as I can, you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
my biggest thing is holding on to the good people. You know, you got a lot of people that, if I was in right now, or I probably wouldn't talk to some of the folks that I ran into years ago. You know what I'm saying? Just because the way they acted, the way the vibes was, and like you said earlier in this, you said, I don't intentionally fail somebody. Like I can't help you with the run, got that. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely motivate and inspire you by not, just being that person that's just failing people. But here I am, I'm actually giving back because I'm taking the time to talk to you. And that takes a strong person to do that, to just talk to somebody to try to get them to understand that, if I was somebody else, hey, you probably would have been up out of here. But because of who I am, genuine, and I care, and I'm a genuine person, it changes the game, and everything you said today really changes the game, for, listeners out there and people who might be still in the military who are trying to figure out, which way should I go? Do I just be that person failing people? Because that's what I see all the time. So hopefully, you gave some encouragement to somebody to say, no, be your own person like you were. You know what I'm saying? Go against the grain when need be, when you need to. And when you need to step back, then you took the steps back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all in well, man. I honestly, man, I'm very, it's very honor and a privilege to still call you friend, honestly.
Same here, man. Same here, man. Like like you said, man. Every time I talk to you, it's a good conversation. We have disagreements, you know what I'm saying, on stuff, you know what I'm saying, but we still leave, you know what I'm saying. And like I said, we might not talk for like 7, 8 months. You know what I'm saying? Cause I understand, like I tell my other friends who call me and I call them like once in a blue, hey, I understand people got families, people still got a lot. Me, right now, what I'm doing, I'm sitting in my garage, you know what I'm saying, smoking on my blunt, sipping on my water, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do every day, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Making money and shit with my stocks and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm, and while people are still, cause I sit here every day with my wife and my 2 kids come walking and looking all tired from work. Hey, how y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? I
that,
understand that. I understand that feeling. I understand people still have lives, kids they gotta tend to, ceremony. Like yourself, you coaching, you doing other things for your podcast. People got lives, you know.
oh,
So when you hear from a person, it feel good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's the same thing with my regular family, man. You know what I'm saying?
oh, yeah.
But it was a pleasure, you know what I'm saying, coming on your show. I tell people and I tell my wife, I'm like, yo, and I told a friend, I don't talk to him no more. And I knew him from over like 20 some years. I asked him, like, would you rather be knowledgeable? Now, mind you, he's a sergeant major in the military right now. He's in Jersey right now serving
Yeah.
still. I asked him, yo, would you rather have knowledge? Because he's a real intelligent man. I knew him since he was my squad leader. You know what I'm saying? We deployed, you know what I'm saying? So I said, yo, we rather be real knowledgeable or you rather have wisdom to be wise. You know, he kept on. Now answering my question would piss me off. Like, yo, you ever watch karate flicks? I always tell people, you ever watch karate flicks? You know what I'm saying? And you watch the monks, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the guy who's in charge of the monk, the Buddha, right? Whoever, the master, right? He's not the best fighter. He's not the best fighter. He got other fighters who's better than him, but he got the wisdom. Where they
Right.
want to fight all the time and like go out and want to fight, he got to sit down, examine, look at everything because they're not seeing everything that he's seeing.
Oh, yeah.
Then he takes everything in with his wisdom, then he tells them. Sometimes it's a time to fight, sometimes it's not. And that's why I see a lot of people are smart, but they don't have the wisdom, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd rather have wisdom, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I learned from all the mistakes I did. Like I said, man, I caught like I did 3, 4 Article 15 in the military, all types of shit. Shit before the military when so I understand I worked this planet a long time. I understand now what's going on, and I just give people just, you know what I'm saying, to make the decision for themselves,
Yep.
you know, and like you said, like with my kids, man, they got to make decisions for themselves. I can't live your life.
Yeah. Exactly.
And what taught me that? Being in the military, dealing with all those thousands of soldiers that was underneath me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, phrase,
Yes, sir.
yo, imagine a soldier come talk about he can't come to work because he don't have a car. Yo, you get a paycheck every day, man. Where your money going to? Yo, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
Is
my wife bought a horse.
yep. Exactly.
Your wife bought a horse? Shit, is the horse gonna get you to work for you to get this paycheck every day? You know what I'm saying? Do you know that you got to get paid? And I mean, who deals with situations like this in their life, man?
Right.
We deal with in the military. We deal with like I dealt with so much situations that like a normal person in the world never even dealt with, man. Like don't deal with every day, man. Like so that's why we got a special skill, man.
Exactly.
You,
Yep.
you know, and that's why I said people like you, we needed you in the army to help. You know what I'm saying? To help them damn other. But I understood. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always wanted to keep good soldiers in to help me, man. Help me, help these other soldiers, you know what I'm saying? Because the
Yep.
army is not really bad, but we got too much fucked up that shit that the good soldiers want to get out. Like, I don't want to deal with that bullshit.
Exactly.
And I understand now, like, yo, that's the best thing. Don't join the army. Get the fuck out. Like I said, I was brainwashed. Now I'm like, yo, don't join the army. This is the last thing that you can't do nothing in this world, then join. But if you have dreams, make your dreams happen. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm with that now. Like, fuck keeping a good soldier in the army. Now get out. You can make money. You can do shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a brain. You got talent. We taught you a lot of shit, man. You can go start up a goddamn shooting range. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because you got the talent, you got the experience and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
Like I said, you already know. We talking to some of the audience that they don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, this ain't gonna be the only last podcast we do. We're gonna have more. We gotta talk more because there's a lot of things that we talk about in our bags that a lot of people don't even know. And I think, us sharing it with just listeners and all, people all around the world would understand and be like, man, I what I thought I knew, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, and I hate that the time is just so short, but definitely got to get on another podcast and air it out.